Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Frieren Season 2 Episode 9, the penultimate one. Oddly enough, it's a very short season, 10 episodes, and what's even odder is that the big fight with the big bad that would normally be saved for the finale, I feel, happened in the previous episode. So now we have 2 episodes until the end of the season, and I've no clue what can we do with them, even. Like, if this was a 12 episode show, then 4 more episodes is like the perfect amount for another arc, right? In today's episode, they go somewhere. In the next episode, it turns out there's a problem and trouble. There's a trouble, yeah? Turns out there's a trouble there. In episode 11, they solve it. There's a big fight or maze or whatever. And half of episode 12 is them finishing that, and the rest is the fall off, and it's a perfect structure. But we don't have 4 episodes left. We have only 2. Which makes me think that we might not actually end with a climax proper. Makes me think that this season will end with, metaphorically speaking, Frieren and the gang standing in front of something, maybe a castle they have to plunder and find something there, maybe a network of mines, maybe something like that, because the next season, the entirety of it, will be spent there, will be spent on that. It will be like a big overarching arc. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Or instead of the next season, we're gonna get a movie, and that's gonna be the arc is gonna be contained within that movie. I don't know what the plans are after those 10 episodes, after this season. So I don't know what exactly is gonna happen, but I get the feeling that this season is very much gonna end with a cliffhanger. We'll see about it. Maybe not as much of a cliffhanger as I think. Maybe it's gonna come with an announcement of season 3 already. I don't know. We'll see what's exactly gonna happen. Right, you might have noticed this episode is a little bit late. Terribly sorry for that. It's a day late. But I got some weird, like, skin allergy or something, and I couldn't sleep the entire night because I was itching all over, and I didn't want to record on no sleep. But now I got some over-the-counter antihistamines and got a good night's sleep, and I can record properly today. So here we are, late, but still better late than never, right? What happened in the previous episode? Fight. Mostly. 3 parallel fights, more like. One of those fights was Stark and Genau versus Revolte, which was a very nice, very cool looking fight with some really cool animation and really cool action, and it was generally very pleasant to watch. And Stark yet again proved that he's the health tank. He's absolutely a health tank. He again took a blow after blow after blow after blow and kept standing up after every each blow, even took a blow on purpose to trade blows. That's just how Stark rolls. I think we should give him get him some armor, something at least. Like, I don't know if like a cuirass would help against Revolte. Yeah, actually, I don't think that Stark would benefit from armor, because the enemies that the armor could stop are also weak enough for Stark to have no problem dealing with without taking any damage. And the enemies that can actually go toe to toe with Stark are strong enough to pierce any armor. So armor is kinda useless on him, isn't it? Unless we find some like highly enchanted mithril breastplate or something like that. That would be nice. If for no other reason than a visual upgrade. I really, really enjoy visual upgrades in games, in anime, anywhere. Like if a character gets a new item of clothing or something like that, that's great. That's amazing. I'm watching the Owl House currently because I just never watch any Western animation, and I decided to change it. And the Owl House is good. Go watch Owl House if you haven't. Sucks that it was axed, but I heard they kind of managed to wrap it up decently. Uh, so maybe it's not gonna be that bad. But characters there actually change, actually get visual upgrades, and I love it. It never fucking happens in anime for whatever godforsaken reason, unless you get like 300 episodes, and then you get a slight visual change like One Piece or something. But normally visual upgrades don't happen. Uh, Regardless, there was the fight of Genau and Stark versus Revolte, and in the end, they won. Barely. They were left on like hanging on a thread of life. Now, thankfully, they were saved in time by Methode, Frieren, and Fern. Genau recuperated very quickly. Stark had to spend some time in bed, but now is also back to his full strength, which is cool. The other fight that was taking place was Fern versus uh, the fog demon, and Fern was having issues initially, but after Methode dispersed the fog, Fern got a very clean, very clear edge over that demon, and interestingly, she sniped him from way, way afar. Frieren called it like super long range attack or something like that, which is interesting because if we look back to the first season, to the very beginnings, the very thing that Fern had issues with when it comes to her magic is her spells not having enough range. Her spells had enough power, enough strength, enough focus, everything, but they would just not fly far enough. And now she's sniping with Zolthrak. It really shows a lot of growth, a lot of progression in in her magical journey, so to speak. So that was cool to see. And meanwhile, Methode was fighting that other demon that had a katana and used the katana to fight. And we learned that Methode comes from a village, from a clan lineage, something like that, of demon hunters. But she's a bit of an oddball because while the other demon hunters focus purely and solely on strength and killing demons and slay, kill demons, rip and tear, Methode learned to have fun with magic. Or maybe she always had that curiosity, and so she knows many more spells, and she can analyze the spells of others, and she can use that to her advantage. So it wasn't a pure show of force. Methode has had some nice tricks up her sleeve, and thanks to that, thanks to some orbital bombardment and a bit of help from Fern, she also emerged victorious. So that problem was solved. The pink demon also perished in the meantime, killed by Genau. And we're going our separate ways again. Genau and Methode are going south to get to escort the bodies from the village to get them into the communal burial pit or whatever it is. Meanwhile, our group is moving on their own, though Methode did did suggest that maybe she's gonna join. They need a cleric, they need a healer, especially with Stark on their team. But no, Fern is jealous of Frieren, and Frieren also said that there is a place for only one cleric in their team, and that cleric is Sign. Then we also had a little bit of a talk from Stark that it's a shame that we didn't get Methode with us, because Sign would be very, very sad and mad and disappointed if he hears that uh, an Ara Ara Mami character was asking to come with us and meet him eventually, but we said no. No, don't go with us. He's gonna be very disappointed if we meet him. And I think we might be meeting him in today's episode or in the next one, because I don't think they would be throwing around Sign's name like that and denying Methode a place in their party if we weren't supposed to meet Sign soon enough, right? I feel like if we weren't supposed to meet Sign soon, Methode would absolutely join us, because there would be some potential for shenanigans, for Fern being a little bit jealous, Methode trying to pet Frieren and giving her grimoires, and right, like there would be some potential to play off those characters. And the only reason we did not get Methode on our team is because we're gonna be getting Sign on our team, back on our team, soon enough. I think that's the case. I can't know, though, for sure, until we watch this episode. So, shall we do that? I've already been talking for way too long, so let's just watch the show, shall we? To do that, you're gonna need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show and to hear my own voice, of course. Can I get the cable? And thank God I can. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing to do so, and it helps the channel a lot. And with that out of the way, we can start watching Frieren episode 9, season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hello, Duncan. Oh, and if you want to watch this episode in picture mode, here, go to the Patreon. It's linked down below, and picture versions are there, if you'd like. Right, he did say that he wanted to travel north to his wife's grave, I believe. Just some random fruit tea. And the OP. Are we going to spend today's episode with Denken? I wonder. Maybe. I'm trying to remember, but there haven't been any episodes where we separated from our main team, like completely, and followed someone else. Were there? No? No, there weren't any. So, I don't think we're gonna be following Denken. Maybe for a while. But it's not gonna be like a Denken episode. I wonder if we're gonna be meeting up with him. That's a possibility. Also, uh, My memory is kind of blurry here, but didn't Denken fail the first class mage test? Like, didn't Serie fail him? I'm not sure. But if that's the case, then what's he doing here in the north? Is it the village? Geno's village being rebuilt? No, some other. Hmm. Now, thankfully, we have a Dragon Slayer on our team, so... uh, yeah. Oh. Well, Stark might have an issue then. If it was just a single dragon, then, like, no problem. One hit and done. But if it's a whole herd of them... He's not really an AoE character, is he? Again with the, this is our home. We'd rather die than move. No, not really. This was a very pragmatic thing to say. No dragon slaying then. I'll take it. Done. That's a done deal. Yeah. If it's a spell she doesn't have in her collection, that's enough. Okay, so are we back to the quest of the week structure? That magic spell briefly looked like the AO3 logo. It's a magic compass. Right, like, it kinda sorta looks like AO3 logo. I love the music. Oh, I guess they're there? Or is it some interference? What was that stick? Ah, it's a lot of dragons, yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Time to do some health tanking again. This time without Methode to fall back on. Or any other healer. Yeah, one down. It would be amazing if it turns out that Frieren and Fern didn't need to cast a single spell. Like, come on! He's killing every single dragon with a single hit. He doesn't need backup. I always love the scenes of them flying quickly through the air. The clothes like fluttering in the wind, and the sound. And done. Single Zolfrak and the rest was stuck. We really need a cleric though. Or like a white mage or whatever other kind of healer. He's just built different. Yeah. True. Now you can say tongue twisters. It's the Witcher's code. Hmm. Hmm. Some mushrooms. Hmm. So that the people feel like we're even. Exactly. Otherwise, people would feel like they're indebted to them. Yeah, there is some truth to that. Fuck. Flies started to wake up. There's a fly in my room. First one this year. Goddamn spring. Eisen so strong his beard defies gravity. Should have at least like a deck of cards with you. Yeah. It's All part of the experience. The intense days and the slow days. Is that an avalanche? Oh no, it's a seaside village. Yeah. I don't think so. Especially big ones. Yeah. Oh, I guess we're stuck. Uh, water walking spell? Okay, makes sense. It's a big lake. Right. uh, makes sense. Start passing the time exactly like Eisen did. Oh, stargazing pie. Or stargazy pie, or whatever it's called. This fucking British abomination. Uh, about that. Do we have any money? Did you at least learn any useful spells? Now that's the question. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, he was taking notes in that uh, merchant's journal. Oh, he lost it. That's what he was looking for. That's why he was sad. Okay. That's some pretty water refractions. That's a lot of ships. Hmm. Interesting. I'm gonna assume we're gonna stumble upon that mythical land. And I assume Frieren knows exactly what he's talking about. Yep. She was there. And it wasn't gold. That's the impression I got. Right, and they wanted to protect them at least. Yeah. Probably moved somewhere else. Well, there is a book at the foot of Himmel's statue. Foot's feet. Yeah, he was writing it all down. And that's where he lost it. Something on the back pages, maybe? Probably not. Yeah? Uh, you were able to recognize Himmel's handwriting? Yeah. You should maybe copy it, though. Like, the villagers wanted those notes. They were left here. That's very basic. Oh, a kraken! It's a sweetwater kraken. Freshwater kraken. So, the next episode is gonna be kraken fight, or... uh... Yeah? Just Zolthrak it. And it makes sense that Himmel spent so much time writing in the ending. It all ties together. Yeah, writing down those everyday moments. I wonder if the next episode is gonna be a fight with the Kraken. Or are we just gonna skip it? Either could work, really. I don't think a Kraken is a foe formidable enough to be the final fight of the season, right? Like, this doesn't scream climax to me. A beautiful sight. The Golden Land? Maybe? Maybe that's what's the next season gonna be? Like, exploring the Golden Town? The Golden Land, or whatever it is? Maybe. Could be. Could very well be. But what is going to be guaranteed is us checking this episode again. Shall we? Okay, so we see Denken traveling with this merchant guild up north. Probably to visit his wife's grave. That's my... Unless he's going to the Gold Land as well? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think he would have a particular reason to go there. Like, his stated motivation for wanting to get first class certification and to go north was to visit his wife's grave. So I think that if he's doing anything, that's exactly what he's doing. He's visiting the grave. I wonder if it's nearby and if we're gonna meet him. I'm gonna note down that we meet up with Denken. We meet up with Denken. This one scene before the OP was, not gonna lie, kinda out of nowhere, right? Denken hasn't appeared for the rest of this entire episode, so I can only assume that he's gonna appear in the next episode. Because if not, then why would they show a scene with him? Draken region. Oh, gee, I wonder if there are any dragons in the Draken Legion region. It's like fucking Decepticons. I wonder if they're the good guys. Whole flight of dragons. I love how they're surrounded by the ducklings, the mother duck. Like, she very much took Fern and Stark into her flock. She got the protective instincts. Do dragons not normally travel in flights? That's gotta be the scariest thing you can hear in this world. You're like, oh, I've seen a dragon once, but I heard that they sometimes travel in flights. And someone's like, do they ever travel otherwise? And you know you're fucked. This village is done for, you should move out. But this is our home. No, we're not moving out. We live in this shithole of a town and we will continue living here. If people have to die to dragons, then so be it. This is our home. I understand thematically that it makes sense for people to be tied to their homes, not want to leave them, because we introduce the whole thing with protecting others' homes. Right, I understand from a narrative standpoint, but from a purely pragmatic standpoint, if I were living in this world, I would be getting the fuck out of the Northern Plateau. Why would anybody want to live there? Why? At least move to the fortified merchant city, or get 10 villages together and build a fortified town, or you know. Why would you be living in a town like this without as much as a... Okay, they do have a palisade. It's a shitty palisade, but they do have a palisade, so at least there's a modicum of security. It'll depend on the pay. We have a useless grimoire. Bit of a traveling montage. Tell me this doesn't look like the AO3 logo. It absolutely does. Now what's going on here? The compass is spinning. Stark arrives, throws a stick, stick falls, Frieren cancels the spell, they move. Huh? Hmm? Oh, wait. Okay, I think I know what they're doing here. The compass is spinning, so they don't know which way to go. They have two ways to go. They can go here, or they can go here, towards the camera. Those are the two paths they can go. Or here and here, whatever. They are on a crossroads. And so Frieren told Stark to just bring a stick, throw it in the air, whichever way the stick points they go. I think that's what's happening here. Yeah, the stick ended up pointing that way. Presumably they came from the right. The stick points left instead of down, and so they go left. I think that's what it is. Okay. Durgans. They won't be nearly as strong, but there are a lot of them. It better actually fire some spells this time. They did. Just a couple, but they did. They weren't all that useful because Stark is a badass like that, but this thing... Okay, this shows the dragon biting him. It's not the first scene where Stark is flying through the air. One of them happened during the fight with Revolte, and I think there was one before that. Certainly one during the fight with the Solar Dragon, and I'm always incredibly impressed by the fluttering, moving cloth when he's flying through the air, and the sound. Just... yeah. I love the sound of this. And Stark doesn't really need all that much help. Once he was in peril, okay, he needed a little bit of help, but other than that, he just soloed the entire fucking herd. Stark the Dragon Slayer. And this shows us that they really need a priest or a healer of any description with them. Like, it could be a fucking shaman, a priest, a white mage, I know, witch doctor, whatever. Whoever can give some heals to Stark, they need them. Because Stark is a force of nature, yes, but he also takes a lot of damage. He's a berserker, and you need good healing to keep Berserker up, as long as he doesn't have any health steal, and Stark doesn't seem to have any life steal on his weapon, so he's gonna need some support. You almost always demand payment for helping people, yeah, so that they feel better about the help they receive, right? Like, if you help them and they give you nothing, they will feel bad about it. They will feel indebted. They will feel like they have to do something for you, or like they have to do something for you once you come there the next time, or they start passing it as part of their oral tradition that, hey, we have our family has our village has a huge debt to the hero. When the hero comes here next time, be sure to reward them handsomely. Or right, it creates that feeling of being indebted, almost feeling of not quite servitude, but the feeling of like being lower, kinda, than the hero, and being at the beck and call of the hero. Whatever the hero needs, we do because the hero saved us, right? But once you get whatever sort of payment, be it a shitty grimoire or a couple of eggs or whatever, they no longer feel indebted. They might feel that it wasn't a proportionate reward, but it's the reward you wanted, is the reward the hero wanted. We gave the hero that reward, we're in the clear. Right? Makes perfect sense. That's why I even take ridiculous spells like this as payment. She even took the fake flamme notes and other weird, useless spells. We haven't been able to adventure. Yeah, adventures aren't just about strolling around in the great outdoors. Sometimes it's just a bunch of crappy days in a row. It's all part of life, it's all part of adventure. Adventure is slaying dragons, yes. Adventure is waiting out winter for a couple of months in a random village. Adventure is having to hunker down in a cave to wait out storm. It's all part of the adventure. You can't have it all be just excitement, right? And this is where Himmel lost the journal, presumably. Lake Corridor, located on the northern plateau. And it doesn't seem like we can get a ferry out. The only road really out of here is the lake, because it's surrounded by mountains. So if you want to go through the mountains during a hellish fucking storm like that, be my guest, but it would be a very bad idea. So we can't go around, we can't go through, we have to wait. There's no choice. I love those bits where Fern is drying her mouth and she's all muffled, and I love the detail of Fern having the bracelet at all times. You don't see it all the time because she's wearing the robes on top, right? So when she sheds the robes, it shows that she is wearing that bracelet at all times. It's a nice detail character-wise, first of all, and it's a nice detail, like art-wise and execution-wise, right? If the bracelet wasn't here, I really wouldn't think twice about it. I wouldn't be sitting here like, oh, they forgot Feren's bracelet. No. She just, I don't know, maybe it's underneath her sleeve, maybe it's in her luggage. I don't know. I don't care much. But they care. They do care. And so we see the bracelet. Lazy days of reading, training, eating a fucking stargazy pie. Who came up with this? Who came up with this? Like, I understand a lot of things in British cuisine. A lot of it stems from, like, bombardments, and people had to hunker down in their cellars with just cans and weird food, and they had to make do. And there was poverty, and okay, some dishes are born of poverty, absolutely. I'd be the first person to know about it. Used to eating like single fucking instant ramen watered down for 3 people. I know what it's like. But how do you come up with a fucking stargazy pie? How do you make this and say, that's appetizing, yummy yummy in the tummy? Like, why? At least it's tasty, apparently. So, hey. Frieren bought more than just some grimoires. There's like a weird hat or trumpet or something, a plant, another hat, a skull. Although I think that skull she found earlier, so she probably just took it out of her suitcase. Yeah, there's like scales and shit. She fell asleep in her own bed and woke up on top of Fern, because of course. We ended up waiting all winter. Actually, it might genuinely not be a bad idea to generally plan their travel so that during winter they have somewhere to hunker down. They went out during winter once, and they had to spend the entire winter in a random fucking cottage in the middle of the woods already. Anyway, they could have stayed in the city, waited out the winter, but they didn't, and they had to wait anyway. Now they have to wait it out anyway. Maybe let's just say no traveling in winter, right? Winter's coming, you see some snow starting to fall, you zero in on the next village, you go there, you stay there for a couple of months, you emerge during spring, and you continue your journey. Probably would be a good idea. Abandoned monastery that's protected by a barrier with Himmel's memoirs. Whole fleet of ships. Many people and shipments of goods traverse the lake this time of year, and lately there have been rumors that a golden land where anything and everything is made of gold was found in the north. We are absolutely going to the gold land. There's no question about it. We're going to gold land. If not for our own gain, like, let's be honest here, our team would not go to gold land just to scrape gold off walls and get rich. They're not this kind of people, but I can absolutely see them being enlisted to help, perhaps by some first class mage. Maybe not by Serie directly. Maybe not by Denken. I don't think Denken would want to go to Golden City for no reason. but I feel like someone working under Serie, directly or indirectly, maybe Virbel and his team, maybe Methode again, maybe Land, I don't know. Someone is gonna be there and be like, oh, yo, Frieren, Fern, hello. We're going to the Gold City. Do you want to come with us? I have a grimoire I can give you in exchange if you agree to come with us and help. I can absolutely see that happening. And I think this would solve the question. What's the deal with the short season, and what can we expect from the next one? I can absolutely see the next episode being them arriving at the gold land, not gold town, not gold city, gold land. I keep going back to what was the golden city called? But yeah, I keep going back to that. That's why I keep calling it Golden City. But no, it's Gold Land. I can see the next episode being them arriving at the Gold Land, or like standing on some hill or mountain or something, looking down, and there's like tens of people, people milling about, preparing to enter the Gold Land, and there's the Gold Land, and that's where the season ends. And there's like a text on black background or something. Frieren will return in season 3, the Gold Land, or I don't know, something like that. I can fully see that being the case. But yeah, Frieren seems to know about the Gold Land, and she seems to not have the best memories about it. Doesn't look very gold to me. Frieren looks hurt here. And oh, that's a person or a demon. Perhaps the one last missing Sage of Destruction? Frieren is hurt, certainly. She doesn't wear the clothes that she did when traveling with Himmel. So maybe it was pre-Himmel? That's a demon, for sure. Demon in the Gold Land is the last sage. That's how I'm gonna note it down. Okay, we're good. I thought I stopped recording by mistake. Barrier breaking. Monastery keeps old and valuable books. They had to run. They couldn't live there because it caved in. They couldn't take all of the books, which raises the question, why were they running away in a hurry? Maybe the dishes being out and about and not taken, not put somewhere safely, but just left strewn on the table, although without any leftovers, without any bits of food. So they weren't running away in that much of a hurry, like in the middle of a meal. And we don't know why. And here's the memoir. Noting down not their biggest adventures, not the moments of strife and danger and glory, but those simple daily moments. Drinking at an inn, walking on the beach, taking a nap in a forest, climbing, talking, all those daily life moments. I like this bit especially. Right? She turns a page, and then, as if disbelieving that that's it, turns another and another. Right? She got engrossed in the memories. She remembered all those moments and was taken back to those days. And when it abruptly ended, she, come on, there has to be more of it. But there wasn't, because Himmel lost the journal. And the rest of it is only in your memory, not noted down anywhere. Everyday minutiae of a ridiculous journey, just everyday stuff. And we get to keep it. Collection of cool catchphrases. And a kraken. The monster's weakness is blah 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 blah. And that's how you can take it down. I somehow don't think that we're going for a kraken fight for the finale. I think like we're gonna skip it. Like we're gonna start the next episode with Stark being on the shore, all wet and drenched, Frieren squeezing water out of her hair, and that kraken lying in the background, right? Like I fully see that happening. A kraken like that is not worthy of being the boss of the finale. The risk matches the reward. It's beautiful. It's a 3,000-meter drop. I think that implies the Gold City. The Gold Land. The Gold Land. The risk matches the reward, right? It's beautiful. 3,000-meter drop. I don't know, maybe it's partially underground. It's reacting to our mana. Maybe like the gate to open the Golden Land or something. If we defeat the Demon King, a time will come when anyone can enjoy this beautiful sight. Right, because of the Sage of Distraction who took over the Gold Land, and so people avoid it. But it's beautiful, so when we defeat the Demon King and we defeat all the Sages of Distraction, people will be able to see it freely. Also, calling it now the Gold Land is not actually made of gold, but rather something like there is a lot of trees that have gold yellow blooms. And when they are in the bloom, it looks like the entire place is golden. Something like that. Gold land doesn't actually have gold. It's yellow flowers or something. Calling it now. Can absolutely see that being the case. Okay. Right. That's the end of episode 38, or episode 9 of season 2 of Frieren. And it was very much a return to the early bits of this season where every episode is just 2 distinct adventures, and that's it. And it was fun, right? Like having Stark fight those dragons, that was cool. He truly is a dragon slayer. Like slaying a single dragon alone, that's a feat for sure. Slaying an entire herd of dragons, mostly solo, yeah. Even Frieren and gang were running away from Flight of Dragons, but here comes Stark just soloing the entire fucking herd. So that's cool. The history behind why she agrees to take whatever random bullshit payment, that's cool. That's a good explanation, right? Like so far, Frieren agreeing to take whatever random grimoire was kind of played for haha funny, right? Like, oh, Miss Frieren, we're running out of money, but you're gonna take the grimoire that makes your nose itch? or whatever, and we have a reason for that. She's taking those random ass grimoires because she wants to take some sort of a reward, some sort of a payment, but like doesn't want to nickel and dime the villagers. Makes perfect sense. I like it. I really do like it. And the second half was just hanging around mostly. Just hanging around. But it was fun. After the excitement of the whole 3 fights in a single episode, that was the previous episode, we very much needed that bit of downtime, right? Just the montage of walking, montage of sitting around the room, just to chill out without much excitement, without much new stuff. Makes perfect sense for an episode after an arc like the one we just finished. And I really, really, really wonder what the finale has in store for us. But that's something we're gonna learn in the next episode, right? Because right now, I think that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. If so, say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos. In particular, click the bell icon to actually be notified of them. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs absolutely nothing to do so, and it helps the channel a lot. And I also heard that YouTube is doing some like hype button or something, so if you see that under my video for some reason, click that. I guess there's a lot a YouTube creator has to shill nowadays, isn't there? Thank fuck I don't have any merch, huh? But yeah, right now that's gonna be it. So as always, you guys do good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: Scooby, Dr. Walt, Akomancer, Fassel, and Hannes Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to solo a herd of dragons.